Hello there, welcome to the channel, welcome back perhaps, and we are continuing in the throes of our creativity with the development of some sounds for a new song. Existence is Resistance is the name, appearing at a Bandcamp near you in the not too distant future, hopefully. And just as a reminder, we've got some riffs, 3 riffs, that actually let's have a listen to on their own. This is without any other effects. This is our main verse riff. Oh, hold on a second. We need. Here we go. That's the second half of it now. The reason that didn't work will be explained in the not too distant future. Here's the chorus riff. And finally, this is one that we didn't use in our previous video. This is, we didn't use it, but we may have listened to it. This is like a breakdown, maybe we'd call it in jazz. More like an open section. Okay, so as you may remember, we have got from the boomerang, to be replaced by the contrabass clarinet for the actual recording. It is going through our tone bank with the fuzz page Mark II module in the Jackson Audio modular fuzz, excuse me, a little distracted there. Then through the space bender, and what we found we liked was to add some dry signal by putting it in parallel, which the EFX mkII allows us to do, with the Grand Canyon. And of course we didn't have the delay turned on, but that allowed us to have some dry signal added alongside the space bender. And then going into our night sky setting, which we were noodling with a bit at the end there, and have continued to noodle with a little bit. It's a very distracting pedal in the best possible way. But we're going to put all of that together now and make sure that our float is on, which it may not have been before. Let's do a quick check. Yes. Okay. We're in business. So the 3 riffs again with the sound that we've got going so far. chorus. Just a little note there, we brought the volume down here. Having these guys in parallel has made things considerably louder, and I think that that's the reason that we were making the sensitivity lower on the float to soften the attack, but with the volume brought down here on the dry of the Strymon, I think that we're actually okay with the settings that we were using before we had this whole pedal board set up. So that's what I was fiddling with the float there. Okay, and the thing that's gonna kind of be the focus of this video is the breakdown section, and let's have a listen to that. There we go. So let's get into some of the nitty-gritty of this breakdown section and what we're hoping to do with it. Basically, that was our original way of thinking about this situation. Was contrabass clarinet sound going through the fuzz, split signal for Space Bender and Grand Canyon into the night sky, with the Grand Canyon delay added for the breakdown section. So something like this. Also, I should say, please forgive the less than ideal rhythm on this sample. Yes, it was recorded in a bit of a rush. But here is what it sounds like with the delay. And the delay that we're using here is the tape delay with the distortion and the flutter turned all the way up. It gets this lovely squashed, distorted sound, which I would like to try and show you without the night sky and without the, actually let's keep the Space Bender up. No, we'll take the Space Bender out for now because it's technically not involved. Because the delay is done in parallel to the Space Bender, it's not involved in the production of the sound. I mean, lovely. Space bender now. Yeah, I think you can hear how the space bender adds something really lovely to the tone there. It is adding something really lovely to the tone. It is not included with the Grand Canyon, the delay that we're getting there. Okay, so that's the rough idea, and then we were like, well, what about if we put the Grand Canyon before the space bender, and that would mean have delay before the split, before the series, which would mean using a different pedal for the series. What if we had it after? So that's what we're going to have a brief bit of exploration of. That can go there, and we've got that set up. Delay before space bender is number 4. So we've got everything on the go here, including hold on a second, our extra channel. What we did was we used channel number 9, which we've got the Dark World in, as our dry signal channel, although of course the pedal is not active, and we've got the Grand Canyon before everything else. So let's give it a listen. I'm just going to check what is in channel number 6 there. Yes, that's the good one. Okay, lovely. Now, here we go. We're going to take out channels. Channel 3 we'll turn off for now. We'll bring that in a minute. So here's our so that is straight after the fuzz, and we've got 5 out. Okay, we're going to add the space bender in now. So this will be the delay before the space bender. And I believe you can hear it going through the space bender there. Let's turn it 100% wet here. You can hear the space bender on there. Let's prove it. Oh, there's an easier way to prove it. let's move on and have a listen to it after. Now, that is putting delay into the space bender. What we're going to hear next is the delay after the space bender. So it will be taking the space bender sound and applying the effects of the delay to that. More on the effects of the delay soon. So, let's leave there. Go to number 5. And now this is with the delay after everything, after the series. Sorry, the parallel. Have I been mixing up series and parallel? After the parallel. I'm sorry if my my language has been mistaken there. In parallel, and that will be going into the delay. So let's dive straight into that. That's everything on. Now, we're still on completely dry there. Sorry, completely wet. So let's add in the dry again, and we can bring down the volume of those repeats a little. I mean, I think we can agree that that's the best option. What the delay, the tape delay in particular, is doing to the sound of the space bender and the Grand Canyon, sorry, and the fuzz, is, I love it. But for our breakdown, that is actually a little too intense. So we came up with the idea of taking out the dry signal. So it's only the space bender. So it makes the sound somewhat different for the breakdown, and adds this beautiful texture there. So the idea of taking out the dry signal is sticking, and I think that's like the way we're going to do it. I mean, I guess I kind of presented this as like an exploration, but it's more like an explanation of my reasoning. The sound of the space bender into the delay is really lovely, and that is essentially what I think we're going to use. But the question is, do we want to try a different kind of delay? Because the Grand Canyon has a great many, which is one of its many advantages. It is like a Swiss Army knife of many different things. It can be used as a multi-effects pedal as well as a delay. The looper is really great and can be used for frippatronic stuff, has a great fade out. One of its disadvantages is this fucking labeling, which is, first of all, tiny, but also the decals from turning the knobs are not particularly not particularly strong. So, and I got this pedal new, so that's something of a disappointment. Luckily, I have the instructions. So what we have here is our tape delay, and I'm gonna go full wet here. And we are not turning on our reverb again on that sky yet, but the squishiness of all of that all the way up is lovely. But here's just a little demonstration of the tape delay with less effect on it. And it's also lovely. Here's no effect. Still nice. I really like the squishiness. But let's have a look at some of the other effects. I've been through and had a look. This is an echo, and if I remember correctly, the neutral point for this effect, effect number one, which is a filter, is in the middle. So there's low pass and high pass options. That's neutral with it at noon, and this one is a bit crusher. And we can reduce the sample rate. So there's a lot going on here. That's one of the troubles with this pedal, which is, I mean, in many ways it's a feature, but it's like there is a lot here. So this is our basic echo. Yeah, digital delay, very nice. I like the way it's responding to the space bender sound. Let's make it a little bit darker. Counterclockwise for a low pass filter. Yeah, we definitely want something more crispy than that. Or a high pass. That's quite nice. Great stuff. However, we're going to leave it at noon, because that's lovely, and we're going to see how this bit crushing goes. Counterclockwise, sample rate reduction. That's really nice. That's too much. That's super cool. Not what we're looking for. And then clockwise, 24 for 2-bit resolution with sample rate reduction down. That's nice. It's a bit washy. Okay, my basic feeling is I think that like maybe like a bit of that kind of thing, but with a little bit of high pass filter. Let's do our actual breakdown riff. I like that a lot. I don't think it's quite what I'm looking for here. Okay, our next one down is mod, a modulated delay. So basically the same as the top one, but we've got some modulation on it. Okay, let's take out the dry again. I really did like that first one, but this is I think I do prefer the crush though, sorry, the tape. Yeah, I really like the crispness of these digital delays, but I remember using this one to sound like a gong. Yeah, that's with everything maxed. That's like, that's a super cool effect. I love it. However, not what I'm looking for. Okay, we'll keep the depth down. We'll keep the rate. Slow. Yeah, not really what we're looking for. Next one down is multi, which we don't want, although it does have a decay swell function. Okay, let's take a quick look at it. Okay, exact number of filter. Okay, it's the same kind of filter setup as we had with the echo, but there are volume envelopes on the okay. We would want an attack. We would want a swell. Okay. Yeah, so the swell is on each, is on the whole delay trail, not on each individual hit head, or whatever it is that they call them, tap. Yeah, don't want that. Next one down is a reverse. No, next one down, DMM, Deluxe Memory Man. Mod rate and mod depth. Again, this kind of yeah, rate depth kind of thing. I think that this is another, if I'm not wrong, this is one of Electro Harmonix' signature pedals. Excuse us. Yeah, that's really nice. It doesn't have the crispness of a digital delay. There's something a little bit more squashy about it. Let's add some modulation to see if we can warm it up a little bit. Yeah, that's really nice. Okay, for the faster tempos, less depth, I think. Let's just make sure I'm getting the right Yeah, that's really nice. I mean, even just the bare algorithm itself. Lovely. Okay, however, I am still enamored of this tape sound. So good. Delay time is not something I want to be accidentally playing with, seeing as we're trying to sync it up with the tune. Okay, we'll get to that later. Please excuse the change in tempo that may have resulted there. Okay, we're on tape now, back to tape, and excuse us. Yeah, just the squashiness of it. Like, I'm aware that there are like much better tape delays than this. Like, these are not, like, maybe the DMM and the digital delays seem to be pretty good, but like tape emulation, I realize that it is a genre in its own right in many ways, and what we're getting here is not really a tape delay in the way that, for example, like Strymon or I believe there's some of those. Is it what is it? Red Panda has something like that, but where the point is to have a really effective emulation of a tape sound, and I would love to explore that. I mean, I believe that the what's that Meris delay pedal, the one that's basically a modular synth in a box, or multiple modular synths in a box. Is it the LVX? But that I mean, something like that I imagine would have a very high quality tape emulation as well, even though it's part of a multi effects unit. But yeah, this is not that, and that is fine. The main point is can we get something that we like? That on its own is cool, but how we had it before with everything maxed. Yeah, it's that added distortion as well. I mean, if we do just the flutter, you can hear it very clearly then. If you hear just the distortion, maybe we do want that a little bit less. Let's try it at noon. Yeah, that's pretty good. Excuse the dust. It's almost like that bit crushing. I think that's why the bit crushing was appealing to me. Okay, we've got it at 3 o'clock there. Yeah, that, I think we can. A little bit more clarity, I think, is welcome. Too much clarity. Yeah, just a little bit back from 3 is fine. Giving us that graininess. Let's try it 3 one more time. Actually, I think I like that graininess. Okay, let's try adding the flutter now. All the way up. Yeah, it's almost like radio static at the end there. What about just a little bit? all the way up again. No, I like that. I like that. A little bit less distortion is good, just to have that little bit more definition as the sound decays. Okay, we've added a little bit more subtlety to our delay there. Let's bring everything back together with one last blast, including our delay, our reverb, and the actual full sample. So without the sample. Also, let's see if we can get the tempo calibrated again. I think that'll be good. That'll be good as a breakdown for us. Okay. Well, that was a fun and interesting exploration. Decided that we want the Grand Canyon after the Space Bender, and with the dry signal out. Did we have the dry signal out there? I believe not. Let's have one more listen then. There we go. With the dry signal out, that's really nice. That's really nice. Okay, well, I need some food. Thank you for sticking around. I hope this has been as interesting and enjoyable for you as it has been for us. It feels like we're getting a lot of stuff done here. Very nice to explore the Grand Canyon some more. Very nice to be getting this song all organized. Well, thank you for sticking around, and until next time, and I believe next time will be something to do with the good old compression. Until next time, be well.